Are you no contact with your narcissistic family system? Do you worry about what would happen now that you're an adult when you run into one of those relatives? If you do, this video might help you. So I've been no contact with my family of origin on my mother's side, the relatives, the system, for the better part of 30 years. And around 10, 11, somewhere in there years ago, I ran into my cousin, who's a year and a half or so younger than I am. We ended up having a little bit of a conversation, and I had no expectations because I was so surprised to see him. And the fact is that because of the fact that we'd been out of touch for so long, he could have been anybody else walking down the street. We don't have a recent enough history at that point for him to be anything other than a stranger to me. I had all this stuff built up in my head that if I ran into someone, it was going to be so hard and rip my heart out, and how am I going to feel, and what are they going to say, and all of these things. But the reality is he was then and will likely always be a stranger to me. He asked me what happened, why I ran away from home at 13, and I started to tell him, and he shut me down with your mother, she's such a great aunt, she's so much fun. And I'm like, yeah, you see her twice, like 2 weeks out of the year kind of thing. And I realized pretty quickly that having that conversation wasn't worth my time. That was it, that was all. Fast forward to this past New Year's Eve. I walk into a restaurant, and he's sitting at the bar with his girlfriend. Do I say hello? No, why would I bother? I don't know him. I don't know who he is as a human being. So I sat there, I could see him in the mirror, he could see me, we could see each other. Well, I don't know if he could see me watching him, but I could see him looking at me, evaluating me. And for a moment there, I was like, I wonder what he's thinking. I wonder what he's saying to his girlfriend. This is interesting. And then I thought, it doesn't matter, and it's none of my business what he's thinking. And we don't have a relationship. Running into him changed nothing, because it doesn't change that. So for all of you who are out there afraid of that moment, it's much bigger in your mind than it will ever be in person. And if he had said something bad to me, it still would not have altered my life, because he's a stranger with whom I happen to share DNA.